year. The key question with Larry Bird, they were in a hard cap in the NBA. And when you look at this and bringing it back home, Adam Silver, Asia Wilson, Angel Reese, Breanna Stewart, who are the superstars of the WNBA, but especially for Caitlin because she has such brand marketing deals, probably averaging $30 to $50 million a year. The Bird rights gives a team an opportunity to re-sign its best player and not be restricted by the cap.
A Larry Bird never says anything unless he truly wants to. The Hall of Famer, the three-time NBA champion, the man who once calmed audiences with his stern glare, and the man who transformed garbage into art. In a time of constant criticism, Bird has become a living legend who hardly ever shows his face, much less speaks in public. But in one incredible moment, everything changed. Because Larry Bird approached Caitlin Clark on live television just 2 minutes ago, grabbed the microphone from her, and said something that shocked the sports world. Quick favor before we move on, was Caitlin Clark's reply. Consider sponsoring this video if you appreciate this content.
And put an understanding out, because with Caitlin and what the players and the collective bargaining agreement are negotiating, folks, I'm wondering if it's the best fit for the top players of the WNBA. CBA agreements, the collective bargaining agreement is coming up. They're going to have an intense meeting for All-Star Weekend. And I wanted to bring this up for Caitlin Clark and the Larry Bird rights rule. And we'll start from a revenue perspective as Caitlin leads the league in revenue. Where am I going with this? It wouldn't make sense to have a contract for Caitlin Clark.
You have to see it in order to believe it. Let's travel back in time. It was intended to be a typical interview. Clark had just led the Indiana Fever to a difficult comeback victory with 28 points, 10 assists, and a dagger three-pointer that had the home crowd in a frenzy. When the post-game interviewer praised her leadership and asked about her relationship with teammates, everything seemed normal. However, the audience started to roar louder than it had during the evening. Out of the tunnel came the legendary and iconic Larry Bird of Indiana, whose name is ingrained in basketball history. He strolled straight for the broadcast table while keeping his eyes on Caitlin Clark. At first, she was unaware. She was friendly, smiling, and answering questions as usual. But the interviewer interrupted in the middle of a statement. The cameras cut wide. Everyone in the crowd was on guard. Caitlin turned to face him. She froze. No, not in fear, but in awe. She was being approached directly by Larry Bird, a man who rarely appears in public. The mood changed. Everyone felt it. The events that followed were not prepared or rehearsed. It wasn't processed. It was sincere. Larry walked over, carefully took the microphone out of Clark's hand, and looked into the camera. For years to come, people will debate his next statement. In a deep, quiet, and reflective voice, he continued, "This is unlike anything I've ever seen, and I've been watching for a while. She is real. Since the 1980s, I haven't seen a tougher player. In addition, I won't be quiet while others try to discredit her," gasping. The audience surged after a brief period of total quiet. Bird wasn't just complimenting her performance. He was issuing a warning, a defense, and a declaration. He was going into the fires not for himself, but for Caitlin Clark, the rookie who has regularly shown up to games in spite of being written off, questioned, hacked, and jeered. Clark covered her face in retaliation. Caitlin Clark shook her head, her lips trembled, and she started crying for the first time on live television. It wasn't because she was weak or overpowered. Rather, it was because she had just been passed the torch by someone who understood the weight of greatness and defined Indiana basketball. Bird wasn't done yet. "She doesn't need protection," he said. "However, she is deserving of respect. If you can't give her that, you're not watching the game. You are monitoring your own anxieties." Boom. Neither corporate spin nor sanitized words are present. Simply unplanned, clear-cut, and pure Larry Bird cutting. He gave Clark back the microphone. She wiped her eyes. The interviewer simply stepped back, stunned. And without a script, a logo, or a marketing pitch, the old and the modern collided in a moment that seemed bigger than basketball. Since this is the actual situation, Caitlin Clark is under more pressure than any rookie in WNBA history. From the moment she stepped onto the court, every move she made was closely examined. Every offense she committed was ignored, and her words were repeated. With each bird, she made headlines. She came to symbolize the league's future while being drawn through the turmoil of its history. But she never broke. When Larry Bird saw that, he respected it. Unlike many in the media, Bird knows what it's like to be hated for being unique, to enter hostile settings and use jumpers to silence audiences, and to have all of your remarks misconstrued. Your confidence was misconstrued as arrogance. In Caitlin, he saw more than simply a star. He saw a kindred spirit, a basketball soul who plays to win, speaks her mind, and plays poorly to please other people. Bird's public support went beyond sentimentality. It was computed, because this was more than just a gesture of deference. It was a power move. At a time when many athletes are managed, filtered, and sanitized, Clark has set himself apart by being genuine. She has also been a target due to her sincerity. She has been called overrated by some, told that she's stealing the show. They're accused of being too loud, too rich, too white, and too haughty, depending on who is speaking. But Bird doesn't care about any of that. He values hoopers. Another hooper is Caitlin Clark. Bird's message was clear. She is involved in it. She is one of us. If you don't see it, you also don't comprehend it. After the episode, social media went berserk. Larry and Caitlin became well-liked in a matter of minutes. Former NBA players voiced their opinions. Legends used tweets to show their support. Birds are not powerful speakers. She is the truth, if that is what he said, read one post. Another. At this stage, the WNBA is developing. When Larry Legend speaks, you have to stop talking and pay listen, so even people who had previously insulted Clark hesitated. The league responded almost immediately. In a matter of hours, the WNBA posted a full video of the event to every platform. No trims or edits. By daybreak, it had amassed almost 20 million views. Sponsors contacted us. All 5 of the Fever's subsequent home games were sold out. Nike unveiled a special Legend X rookie crossover advertisement. A limited edition jersey featuring Clark's number and Bird's autograph sold out online in just 4 minutes.
But more importantly, the tone changed.
Pundits stopped sniping. Analysts stopped nitpicking because Bird had made it out of style to hate her. Even the harshest critics of Clark relented. Caitlin Clark didn't have to respond. Larry Bird did it for her. And his comments carried the weight of decades. This was a realization, a declaration, and a shift in course because it was more than just a soundbite. When Bird stood up, he spoke for millions of people. Let the kid play. Let her grow up and stop acting like it's illegal to be unique. Clark seemed lighter and more free over the rest of the game. Her smile returned. She played with joy and rage, scoring 14 points in the 4th quarter alone. She was questioned by reporters regarding Bird's shock in the locker room. "I didn't expect it," she said in a shaky voice. "However, I will stop doubting myself if Larry Bird believes that I belong." Caitlin Clark is breaking records and breaking barriers with that sentence, which is worthy of a tattoo. She is not asking for special treatment. She is asking for justice. Finally, she received the respect she deserved from someone who had the courage to stop the world and pay attention. It will go down in sports history as one of the most effective cross-generational handoffs ever, even though it wasn't just Larry Bird defending a young guy. It was Larry Bird defending the future of the game. Caitlin Clark is also carrying it forward with both hands. If you believe in the power of pure truth and in legends recognizing legends, click the like button and don't forget to subscribe. Receive a dime? We'll see you in the next